The story is always painful. Freedom is being without a story, just being in this present moment. So this is the gift that your furry friends have left you.
How do I deal with the losses in my life? Sanhia on losing everything and finding the now.
Good now.
Oh boy. Well, it's been kind of an interesting time. I've had a lot of endings this past 5 years. Every single time I think I'm going to have a break from another ending, I get another ending. I've been a tsunami of endings. The big thing is I'm sitting here wondering what it's going to be like just to be fully alone. And I've gone through the alone thing with Sanhia before, but this alone is sort of different. I love being alone with myself, but I found myself really struggling to be alone without an anchor in the natural world and without an anchor with my furry kids in my life. And I'm down to one, having had an enormous years, 10, 12 years of doggy love and cat love, just moving around and giving up everything that possibly meant something to me over the past 5 years, just letting it go and moving forward. But I'm in a place where everything's standing still now. I don't even know how to be in that space anymore. That's kind of me right now. Very, very raw. I'm down to one cat that I beloved. I don't know how well he is either. So I got a vet appointment in 2 months. I needed a break. I just lost one of my kids, one of my furry kids. I've gone through a lot this year, lost 4 furry babies, 1 dog and 3 cats. I can be alone with me. I'm just not sure how to be alone without that furry love. That's my new thing. Sitting in the unknown without love from my kids. So, anyway, that's me.
I can bring you some cats.
Yeah, I know. I just felt that so much. I'm like, I thank you. It's just having had that love for so long. It's like when you've had a kid in your furry kid in your life, whether it's a dog or a cat, for so long. There's something about that when you lose them, you lose a part of you because they've literally been with you for a decade plus. So thank you for the new. I'm just figuring out how to be without the old. It's a big loss. A loss. Yeah.
Perhaps you will enjoy or not enjoy the message that is going to come out February 1st.
I love all your messages.
But it speaks to the story. Because what has died is not your animal, but your story.
Yeah.
And the story is always painful. Freedom is being without a story, just being in this present moment. So this is the gift that your furry friends have left you.
Lonely.
It's lonely if you're comparing it to something else, which is called a story. But if you're simply with what is here right now, loneliness is not possible. Loneliness is a comparison in the mind to something else. What is in the present is always absolutely fantastic. All it requires is that you be with it instead of in the mind in a story somewhere else, wishing that you had your story instead of what is. And that's always painful because you can't. You can't have that.
Over the past 5 years, I've released the stories, at least I thought I did, of all the things I loved. To be with the kids, my furry kids. And as I lost them one by one, sometimes 2 at a time, it's been hard to stay out of the past. It's just been such a lot of memories and ghosts all around me all the time. It's really been a hard struggle to stay happy in the present with that emptiness, which I know is not empty, but it feels it. It's a new me. I haven't been without a kid, furry kid, since I was a teenager. I know it's supposed to be this way, and I get it, but I miss their love so much. It's just the only thing that kept me grounded during this time that I've gone through losing so many things I loved so much. So anyway.
Now you have graduated.
Yeah.
And you no longer need that. There is an enormous difference between allowing those feelings to be there, of grief, of sadness, but letting go of the descriptions and just feeling the emotions that are there and letting them be there as long as you're there. And connecting those feelings with your mind thoughts.
Lots of tears.
Not trying to chase them away, not trying to change them, not trying to fill your life with something so you don't feel that, but simply letting it be there, feeling it fully.
I managed the loss of my partner of 30 years. I didn't lose him. We separated, divorced, but I lost the land that I loved so much, where I felt home for the first time. And all the furry kids came from there, the farm. They were part of a past that made that story, that made me feel connected to something I love so deeply. I don't have people in my life. I'm alone. I'm okay with that. It doesn't bug me. I just don't know how to be alone without that connection to the love that an animal gives, whether it's out in nature and I'm observing, or whether whatever. So it's just letting go of that story and being with it. I have one furry kid left. I love him so much. There's nothing that matters more than him right now. I don't matter. Nothing matters. And it's like, I don't know where to be with that. It feels as though I'm ending my life. Truly, it does. It feels like my life is just stopped and it's done. And I know that's not the case, but it just feels that way. And it's like you suggested, just being with it, what it is, feeling it. I appreciate that because, I get up and I work and I come back and I feel completely zombied.
And you know what's going to happen with your last surviving cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to sit alone in my house. I don't know what that's going to be like. It's going to be really awful.
Notice that your mind has a horrible picture for what is to come. Is that a future you desire? Of course not. So let those thoughts go and come back to now. You also mentioned losing a part of yourself. Where is this part? Who is seeing it being lost? Can you lose that part of you that is aware of what is happening now? Notice that when you're telling your story, you are creating something you don't desire, and more importantly, you are avoiding fully feeling what is present. Be brave enough to stay with the feelings while letting go of the story. What motivated you several years ago to come and meet here and talk with us?
My move, leaving everything,
What were you hoping would happen from that?
that I would find peace in the mayhem.
Yes.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
It has worked out really well.
It has worked out well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If there's one place where I feel this crazy life all makes sense, it's here. Yeah.
There's only one thing that we talk about here, even though we may go off on different benders here and there about this and that. But we talk about being aware of the truth of who you are, being aware of your divinity, being aware that you are an awakened individual, not paying attention to your awakenedness, but looking in other directions and in other things, and encouraging you to be aware of what is. There is nothing that is more powerful in the healing process than healing that separation between the truth of who you are and your story, than losing, than letting go. Whether you choose to let go or you create it so it looks like the universe made you let go, it's all the same. When it's time to let go, the letting go is what happens. And no amount of trying to hold on will give you anything but blisters on your fingers and your palms. There is no holding on. What's gone is gone. When you think you have something, you don't have it. You have your story about it. So you have your 12 years of having this animal with you. But where is that? Is it here now? Or is it the story in your mind that keeps you away from being here now? Well, it's very hard to let go of the story when you still have the main character from the story in your life.
The ghosts, I call them.
You had that cat as a kitten. Do you still have the kitten? Are you grieving for that kitten bouncing around and playing with things and rolling around on the floor? Well, no, you still have the cat, so you hold on to it. But the truth is, every part of your story dies in every moment. To whatever degree you try to hold on to it, it's pain and suffering. So these losses are enormous gifts from the universe to say, you can actually let go right now if you want. You can be here present. You can be with what is. Every ego mind has an absolute terror of looking and seeing what is. Everyone has a terror of that. Ego believes you are your story. Without your story, you're nothing. Truth is, with your story, you're nothing. Without your story, your eternity, your everything, your God, your divine. As they say, selling yourself for a penny on the dollar, holding on to a story that's worth a penny instead of the infinite riches of now, of the truth of yourself, of your divine nature.
Just on that note about how you're explaining all that, which makes so much sense. It feels right the way that, you're discussing it and the way I see it. It's the after the fact. And I kept thinking about it this time so much around why does it hurt so much every time? I've gone through so many losses. It should be a lot easier. It's the wrapping up of this period of time that no longer exists because it's past. I'm sure many of us have been down this road where the heart is just wounded from letting go of things you love. We're very aware that the present moment is absolute, only existing. Every moment is every moment, and the ghosts are just stories. It's so human of us to want to be connected to something that we love so much.
You are not connected to the story.
Yeah.
If you want to be connected, you do it every time you step outside your door into the beauty of the winter, into the trees, into the birds, the deer, whatever animals you see about, even the people, even the cars, that you're absolutely connected to everything that surrounds you at every moment. Unless you're in your mind saying, I wish this weren't here and instead I had this cat with me.
Yeah.
So you would rather have the cat that you can't have.
Yeah, I know.
Than this universe of riches that is right here, right now, always, ever changing, not the same universe, constantly moving and changing. You'd get bored if it was the same all the time. Yes, there is grief, and so feel it and let it move, and then notice what's around you. When you ask yourself why it still hurts or why it hasn't become easier, you are in your mind and separate from the real world in front of you. Your story always separates you from what is and causes pain and suffering. Notice that and come back to the now.
Yeah. I do settle back into the place where I get the, what is in front of me is whether I'm making a cup of tea, or whether I'm walking out into a snowstorm. That's my present moment. I feel the joy, like shoveling snow gives me so much joy. It's ridiculous. I love being out there in the middle of the night, shoveling snow, watching it blow around, being out there warm. I love all these things. That's my journey, is to find the joy within the human experience. It's always alone. I enjoy myself and my time. So stepping out into the world and interacting with people, I'm happy and I share happiness. But that deep love, that deep something, I'm just in a kind of a nothingness. And I think that's what I'm supposed to be. That nothingness is what really does exist. It just feels really empty of love. It's the void of anything that matters. That's the weirdest place to be. Feel dead, and yet you're not dead, but you feel dead. All of that sensual love that I felt through the furry kids. There's a bond, whether you're out in nature, or whether you're having a great human experience with family or whatever it is. You feel full. It's just been really strange having the fullness, but the emptiness all at the same time.
You have hit the nail right on the head. Everything and nothing exist simultaneously. You are one with everything, with every object, every experience, every thought, every feeling, and every person. At the same time, none of it exists. It's all illusion. The place where everything and nothing intersect is in the now. The mind is absolutely incapable of understanding this. That is why you let the mind and the thoughts go. You give up trying to understand and just welcome whatever gifts God or the universe present to you. There is no story here. There is just life. Mind wants to find a story. This only leads to pain, confusion, and suffering. There is no story. There just is what is. And that isn't even real. These are all just words and are not the truth. They're just pointers. Take your question about how there can be fullness and the void at the same time and keep looking within yourself for the answer.
We also talked about, once upon a time, the service to other spectrum. That can also be a depletion of our own self-love. It's just where we're always wanting to help others as opposed to filling ourselves up first so we are full for everything out there. I think my lack of energy for the human experience comes from, I just find it exhausting. I truly do. The other space I don't feel depleted from, even when I'm going through natural world or furry family trauma. It's a different feeling of grief. The human experience is just a big journey, and I know it's the one we're supposed to be on, so it's okay. It's all part of everything. It's just interesting going back to ourselves, always loving ourselves says a lot about what we can do in the world when we're that full.
Usually when we talk about projection, we're talking about judging others for the things that you don't want to see in yourself. But loving another is also projection. All the love that you direct toward your cats is the projection of loving yourself, realizing that you couldn't love them without loving yourself. Because you have the belief that you're not worthy of love. You project that love onto your animals. Notice that and look at the part of you that is self-judging. Keep looking until you find the truth of your loveliness, of your divinity. The cats are there to remind you to do that. What a gift. In the same way that whatever causes you to not want to be around people, what judgments are there, then, oh, thank you for showing that there's the place that I don't love myself. There's the place I judge myself. You may avoid people some, but we all know you can't do it all the time, even if it's just the clerk in the grocery store or the person who's throwing all the fatty, sugary foods in their basket, and you're saying, oh, how can she? What is she doing?
How could you?
Yes. But so constantly, you have this gift in the moment of seeing where you're not loving yourself. And the mind wants to say, no, this is about them. This is about my cat not being here. No, it's never. It's all projection. Whether it's love or judgment, it's all projection. There's enormous difference between service that just emerges spontaneously and passionately and service that comes out guilt, of need for approval, of being worthy, of being good, and so on, that comes from the mind. It just bounds out. The animals don't ask for much. People ask for enormous amounts. Is the avoiding people because, I don't want to feel all that guilt and that pull on me because I would take care of them the way I want to take care of my furries, as opposed to allowing it simply to bubble up spontaneously where it does. Look at this projection where you feel compelled to help others. Take it home and look into it. Is it truly in your heart to serve? Or is this an attempt to hide from feelings of guilt, unworthiness, or unlovableness? Look at the truth of these self-judgments. The people in your life are providing this wonderful gift to you. Offer silent thanks and receive what is being presented. It's always about you and never about them. You want to open these gifts. It's not your job to fill yourself. any more than it's your job to serve others. Life is filling you at every moment. Let it. Good now.
This content is the creative work of Channels Without Borders, all rights reserved, 2026. Visit channelswithoutborders.com. If this touched your heart, subscribe and receive more light.